Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of EdTech on the Street in the city that never sleeps. Today I am joined by Ammar, our AI engineer in the New York office, and I think in the middle of the hotel lobby by the Hard Rock Cafe. I don't really know. So changing it up today. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm cold. It's cold today.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to jump into a really deep discussion around AI and what we're doing at Magic and what you're also seeing in the industry. Are you ready?
Ready?
Guys, let's get into it. First question. If I stop someone on the street and ask them what AI in education means, what answer would make you cringe?
Good question. I think probably the cringiest question would most likely be, why do we need teachers or textbooks? We have ChatGPT.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty cringe.
Yeah.
I don't see in any scenario that being even an option. That human element, being able to apply what you're learning in the real world use cases, and just based off humanity and how we evolve and how we learn. You're not going to learn that from AI or any machine.
So how do you make the differentiation point between someone who is looking for an AI tutor versus saying like, oh, everything's going to switch over to an actual AI professor?
Yeah, so this can apply into any industry, almost any role, right? So you're essentially using AI as an augmented tool to accelerate a lot of your processes, right? And that's a little bit more technical term, but it can help in this scenario with students understanding educational content in a multi-modular fashion. So being able to learn through images, videos, text, even visualizations that are dynamic, right? So you have your 3D games, and you have your dynamic web pages. So yeah, I think it just helps with accelerating what used to take so much resources to be able to develop, now can just be handled through AI.
I love it, and also helping us to get more personalized on a granular level, so catering to different learning styles, backgrounds, or learning pathways while still being authentic and productive.
Exactly. Why not?
Very good. Moving into our next question, you're actually building and implementing AI systems, not just talking about them. So what's one thing people completely misunderstand about AI right now, either in EdTech education or on a bigger scale?
I'll speak on a bigger scale because I think this is just a industry and market-wide issue, that because we are seeing like Claude and OpenAI put out these new shiny toys into the market, it really kind of it gives people the false perception of what AI should have hands-on control over and what it shouldn't, right? So again, Claude and ChatGPT are doing absolutely amazing things, right? It's going to really, really bring about innovations in a way that we've never seen before. But I also think people need to be realistic with how they're incorporating AI. So not giving AI the keys to the car, but very much like what Tesla's doing, being able to still have the driver in the seat, but steer with AI.
I think that's a really good comparison and one to easily visualize. So hopefully our listeners are able to resonate with that. I think defined really well. So then going now a little bit more into the EdTech side with AI, what's the most overhyped use of AI in EdTech right now? Hot takes are welcome.
I don't think it's, so I'll kind of restructure it. I don't think it's overhyped. I just think it's overdone, which is using AI to get to the final result, as opposed to understanding the entire roadmap that got AI to that conclusion. So I think, even if it's when it pertains to education, students, and I'll even say sometimes myself, I just want to get to that final result. And I think with, TikTok and Instagram, our attention span has kind of decreased. to really understand the value of, resources and that entire, journey to get to a final result. So I think, again, because of AI, we're now just jumping the gun and just trying to get to the final result, as opposed to really understanding the process. So not only can we understand when we have to perform that task again, and understand how to get to that point, but possibly even evolve it to the next level.
I think that's huge. I know I recently read the book by Karen Howe. I think it was Empire AI, but really what she emphasized, I mean, there's a lot of points covered, but related to what you were saying just now is the fact that people are still not fully understanding the large background context that happens with AI and maybe even from the data centers it's pulling from. And therefore people are still looking to get answers right away, that instant gratification, but not taking the moment to pause and really think on what's important is the how we get there to those answers, as you were saying, which is huge. Like, we need to be questioning, which is why we're having these conversations now.
Yeah.
Keep it going so that we're actually staying true to ourselves and making good in humanity. Amazing. Our next question. What's a real use case you've seen where AI genuinely improved learning outcomes? After all, you are the engineer, so let's get to it.
So I will reference one of Google's frameworks that's still experimental, but honestly, like, I would love to get, hands-on experience and be able to kind of understand how they built it out. But it's called Google Learn Your Way.
Okay.
And essentially what it is you input your learning resources, it understands that, and it makes it multi-modular, right? So it understands how the student likes to learn, adapts to that, to that, learning methodology, and then curates an entire resource and roadmap just for that student, right? So it could be games, pretty much to what we were speaking on before, making learning multi-modular, right? I think that is going to really make kids resonate to learning and not just resort to a ChatGPT response.
Google Learn Your Way. You got homework now. Go check it out. Report back in the comments section for us to see what your thoughts are on it, because I haven't heard of it yet, so I also have homework here. And now going into our last question, Ammar. What separates organizations that are actually succeeding with AI from the ones that are just experimenting?
And this is where I'm gonna go into full AI engineer mode.
Okay, let's get into it. Go off.
Because I feel like the previous questions, I was a little hesitant with where AI is steering. But generally speaking, I think the different AI labs and the companies and enterprises that are doing work in AI, I think it is absolutely amazing. On a day-to-day basis, the kind of mic drops that we're seeing from Claude, from OpenAI, from Gemini, from OpenClaw, it is absolutely amazing, right? And nothing short of what we will soon see, a full evolution of the entire landscape, right? Whether that be education, finances, marketing, everything, right? So I think, for instance, Claude came out with Cowork, and essentially it is taking your entire, data banks and your resources, and using prompts, you're able to fully evolve it to help you with your day-to-day tasks. And I think this is amazing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that gets me excited. I've picked your brain before on what tools I should be trying to experiment with. So I think now is the time for people to try to challenge themselves to move beyond just experimentation into execution, driving real success and adoption on a bigger scale.
Absolutely.
Very well said. Well, before we close out today, is there any final words of advice, tips, or tricks that you would recommend to our listeners?
I think in today's age, it's really hard to keep track of how fast AI is evolving. Even like the top researchers and top engineers, they themselves cannot grasp a lot of the new concepts and the new technologies that are coming out. And I think for the average consumer, even myself, I think it's okay to not know everything and to be comfortable not knowing everything, right? I think with the way that AI is evolving, it's okay to understand what you know and build upon that, right? If that's simply just chatting your way with AI and then understanding a concept, that's very much okay. And if you are then at a stage where you can start building, using the various AI coding tools and whatnot to help yourself out, right? With zero coding knowledge, I think that itself can really help within your own processes and understanding of what AI can and can't do. Yeah, I would just say, just keep experimenting and also feeling comfortable with not knowing everything that is happening throughout AI.
You're not alone.
Yeah, literally.
So that was very well said of you. That's an amazing way to end today's conversation. So thank you so much, Ammar, for joining me in this, again, Hard Rock Cafe lobby.
Yeah.
To all of our listeners, I hope you're able to learn a little bit more deeper into the AI side and feel a little bit more empowered to go out there and really start navigating this sea, because you are, as Ammar said, not alone.
Yeah.
Be sure to check out the rest of our channels. We have EdTech Connect, Innovators in Conversation, Educator Insights, Tech and EdTech, and our newest edition, Women in EdTech. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.